Welcome to The Digital Chair by Salon Monster, the podcast for indie beauty pros and salon owners who'd rather be themselves than follow the rules. I'm your host, Liam, and this week, our guest is Douglas McCoy, brand storyteller and educator at Lucid Room in Spokane, Washington. We'll be talking about redefining salon education, travel, and hybrid salon models. Well, I am here once again with Douglas McCoy. Douglas, how are you?
I am well, Liam. How are you?
I'm really well also. I am glad to chat with you again.
Always a pleasure.
How is your world? What's going on? What's different than the last time we chatted? What's the same as the last time?
I don't remember the last time.
Yeah, fair enough. The last time we saw each other was in New Orleans.
Right.
So that would have been March, maybe? February, March, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Which was a ton of fun.
So much has happened.
Bayou St. Blonde. So much has happened.
Such a great event.
That was an epic.
What has happened?
Thank you for taking me along with you.
Thank you for coming. That was an absolute pleasure to have you there.
I loved getting a chance to meet everybody. There were just so many interesting people. Thank you for taking me along to Bayou St. Blonde. That was super fun getting to meet some of the people from your past and present that were down there. Especially,
that was cool to see people that I've worked with way back when and see what they're doing now. That was great, and also introduce the team to that part of history. It was really special. It was a really good time while we were down there.
That was super cool. It was fun getting
hang out with.
Yeah, that was outstanding. I love that city. New Orleans is as cool a city as there is on planet Earth.
Totally.
It is its own country as far as I'm concerned. That is just there's nowhere like that anywhere I've been.
That's one thing I was telling people. It's like New Orleans is the only place, in my opinion, left in the United States that you cannot get anywhere else. They have their own language, they have their own food, they have their own music, they have their own culture, they have their own history, and you literally cannot go anywhere else and get all of that in one place.
No. That dinner that we went to on the last night at the old church, the Kia Neal event.
Yeah, that was
so. The food and the music.
Remember the chef's name, but her stories and how she came up with everything was incredible. And the music, that duo, they were off the chart.
Yeah. And even the rad impromptu dance party that happened with the service staff out front the place afterwards.
Right? That was
so cool.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they were having a blast. But
that felt uniquely New Orleans.
You can't get that. Like you're not going to be anywhere in the country and have something like that happen that is that legit and that from the heart as that whole experience.
No, I'm going to have to look it up later. I can't, for the life of me, remember the name of that chef, but she was something else. And you're right, the storytelling that she did for each of those courses and how she had studied Kia's background and history and made it match to each time and place. Outstanding. Yeah.
Awesome.
And so since I saw you last in person, lots of changes. You've taken some other trips. You've gone and gotten some education. You've gone and taught. Tell me about teaching. You taught a class recently.
I did. I taught a class up in Toronto with Back of Bottle at Salon for their staff. And it was a 2-day hands-on razor cutting class. And that was one thing that Ray, the owner and the man behind Back of Bottle, he's a razor cutter. I'm a razor cutter, but the team wasn't implementing it as much. And so to give them the foundation to really start exploring that tool and adding it to their repertoire or what they do on a daily basis, that means a lot. Anytime you can get hairdressers that are kind of focused in one area and you're like, okay, don't stop doing that, but here's how you can add this to what you're doing, and here's how you can get that texture maybe a little easier, and just giving them a new tool to approach their work with. But again, not just handing it to them, but really showing them this is what it does, this is where it comes from, this is what it can be, and here's the proper way to use it. So once you have that foundation down, then it's like, okay, go. Because now it's going to be a lifetime journey. Now it's not going to be something that, you pick up a pair of scissors and go snip, and it's like, okay, that's what they do. The razor is completely different. So to have that foundation to add to it, and they were so receptive to it. Awesome. Like there's a couple like really precision, like really experienced, really precision, kind of really good hairdressers in there. And anytime you approach that situation, you're like, are they going to get it? Do they even want to get it? Are they going to give you pushback? And as an educator, knowing where to step in and where to like, no, you go, you do your thing. And then stepping in where needed in areas where they can actually see it and go, oh my God, you're right. Oh, okay, I can do, Though it's those situations during teaching that make it all worthwhile. I mean, that's why I do it. It doesn't matter your experience, whether you're fresh in or you've been doing it 30 years. It's those aha moments, and then to meet with them at the end of the day and have them tell you those aha moments. You already saw them. You already know what they are. Yeah. And for them to literally like, okay, it was this, and I'm like, I saw that happen. But on the flip side is you saw where the aha moments are, but they picked something else, and you're like, okay, I didn't see that. I'm glad you brought that up because that wasn't on my radar. And it helps the educator, pay attention. And if you get enough people going, this was amazing, this meant a lot to me, okay, when next time I do this, I'm going to really put a focus on that because this group over here got so much out of it. Then, it helps lead you as an educator.
Yes. Getting that feedback so you can make adjustments is incredible. But how do you, when you're doing it for the first time in a while or in front of a new group or in a different way, how do you prepare for something like that? That seems it's foreign to me as somebody who hasn't taught cutting hair or taught styling hair in any way, shape, or form. I've taken lots of education. Well, I guess I've mentored individuals, but never a class. Are you someone that does prep work beforehand? Do you write things down? Is it more of a flow? Do you ask them?
Everybody wants me to write stuff down and to practice. And I mean, every company I've been with, they're like, set up your camera, give your spiel. And in my world, that always comes across for me as I feel rehearsed. I feel fake. I feel like this is all part of the plan. And for others, they need to do that. And it works out fantastic for them. But for me, I have a base. I know my key points. And then if I'm going into a salon, I'm going to talk to the owner and I'm going to say, what does your team need? And they're going to give me feedback. And then I'm going to ask, in a perfect world, what would you like to see them doing? Is it retail? Is it consultations? Is it, I'll find out as much as I can about the group and the experience level of everybody. Once I have that, again, I have my starting point.
Yep.
I have my stories. And then it's literally getting a feel for the room,
Yeah.
and finding out, is this a group that really wants to learn? Is it divided? Is it hostile? It's any of those things. And then
I've
being
been in all
able,
of those
during the
rooms.
first initial kind of introduction, um, figuring out who is going to be your star. And when I mean star, I mean the person who wants it the most. Not the person is the greatest. And I always
No.
tell them, I was like, don't try to impress me. When we get to hands-on, this isn't my time, this is your time. And if you try to impress me, you're going to miss out on very key things that might inspire you. So just, get in there and let's work it out together. And I always say, if you're the best cutter on the block, good for you. Now it's my job to throw in maybe a little thing that you haven't either seen or heard, or I can correct your body position or whatever it is, help you with your consultation, your verbal. And if I can put that in your back pocket, I can leave happy.
Yeah.
You don't have to change anything you do. You just do it. But I have especially like on a hands-on, there's going to be an introduction. There's going to be a kind of story to get you to the actual work you're going to do. Then you're going to demo the work, and you're going to talk your way through all of that. And then you're going to finish work, and you're going to work with product, and you're going to talk about that, and you're going to talk about inspiration. And I always do 3 looks on whatever cut I do, so that they get 3 different perspectives, both from the model or the client and for the attendees, so they can see how you can change it. And then there's a close, any question, that sort of thing, break for lunch, come back, mannequins are set up or models are checking in, and then it's go time. And then, so the format of the class. But how the class is going to flow, I'd much rather just get in there and read it and be like, okay, here's my key points. Not a lot of rehearsal. I'll sit in the airport and I'll go through the format of what we're doing, and come up with little, actually, if I said that would be really good. And then always reminding yourself to check your language and check for anything inappropriate. Because especially this day and age, I'm used to. I was educating when you could say whatever the hell you wanted to, and it was funny, and people would laugh. And it was a great little Nowadays, it's like, okay, what can I say? What can I say? Sort of situation. So you run through that stuff in your head, but yeah, that's kind of my thing is show up and be like, we're in this together. I don't want to be overly rehearsed.
So I think the last thing we were just talking about was, you maybe making adjustments before you start, but the process and
the process.
And I mean, it sounds to me like you, like a lot of us in the hair industry, it's based on like feedback from the audience. Like for me, I don't do tons of prep before each guest sits in my chair. I wait for them and I let them sort of dictate the direction. Even if they don't know what the direction is, I tend to sort of either with leading questions or whatnot, I get something from them and then I build the strategy sort of on the fly. It sounds like you do.
Well, yeah, as long as you know the format, so you don't get lost or get
Yes.
torn off on a tangent somewhere.
Yeah.
As long as you know the structure, then you can play around within it. It's if you, like right now, if somebody asks me, hey, I want you to go give a bartending class over here. Well, I don't even know the structure of
Yes.
that. I don't even know where I would start, where I'd end. But if you have that, then
Yeah.
as things come up, you can pivot, you can, you can back off, you can come in a bit stronger. But I think over the years, I have that base to where I don't feel I have to.
Yep.
Because if you're over prepped, okay, start here, and then we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, da, 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 and then something throws it. It's like you weren't prepped for that. You thought they would go to here, and now it's going over here.
Yeah.
And people get really confused, and at least I do. If I'm over rehearsed, now I'm up there giving a stage play, and I'm not good at improvisation
Yeah.
where I can go with it. It's like no, that's not what I rehearsed.
So,
We have
okay.
to do
So you're
this.
teaching at Ray Savello's Salon, sort of on behalf of Back of Bottle, and you've gone in, you're going to teach razor cutting. How many people in the room have picked up a razor before?
Most of them,
Okay.
but weren't cutting with it, and like
Right.
doing like full on cuts. So
Like, is it the crowd that's using guarded razors a little bit? Right.
they were almost all using guarded razors. Always, for some reason, and I don't know if it's the distributor that gives these out, but a lot of them had barber razors, like razors you would like shave with, and those are thicker blades, and they have more weight to them. So having to adjust with that. Others, a couple of them had guarded razors that
Oh,
just fit on your
yeah, I
finger,
know those ones.
and so I had to play with that a bit. But that's the thing. It's like you send out, look, they need to have either this razor or this razor, and they can't have this razor. And then you get there and you realize half of them have that razor that you said don't use it. Okay, that's cool. We're gonna go with it. You don't walk in and go, nope, can't use that. Because I worked for a company that did that, and you would go. So you would take time off work. You'd pay for the class. You'd fly to the specific city. You'd get there. You'd unpack your gear. You're so excited. You're going to spend like 2 or 3 days and see the city and experience everything. You get there, you unpack your gear, and one of the educators walks by, sees your razor, and goes, "Nope, can't use that." But we have the ones you can use for sale
Right.
for $250 in the lobby. And I always thought it was such a horrible,
No.
like, don't put people down. Just
Sure.
yeah, show them the right ones to use and why.
Yeah.
But you brought that one, and that's cool. There was one girl that had one that she just, I was like, no, and I pulled out one of my stick razors and I just handed it to her. I'm like, use this one, and I always bring I'm always packing like 5-6 razors with me. So if somebody needs one, it's like, here you go, use that. But it's whatever they're
It is the
using. Okay, let's
distribution
make it
here,
happen.
by the way, in Canada. Because when I began my journey with wanting to use a straight,
What you
I was just
you
saying, can
chop
you hear me? I was just saying it is the Canadian
chop.
distribution. When I got my start,
Yeah.
there were no pliés here. You couldn't get a feather plie. And so when I went to the barber supply shop or the hairdressing supply shop, they would show you shaving razors or even the ones, it would just be like short things. You could get like a Casio guarded razor, which I had been using for years, but it's not yes, you can cut with anything. I found without the hinge of a plie, it wasn't the same once I started using it. But yeah, I agree. It's tough when somebody shows up with a tool to just tell
Right.
them, you're not good enough. You don't have the right tool. I can't teach you. That feels kind of like a problem with the person teaching, and not, even if it's the wrong tool, it's like, figure it out. It's a blade, or show them, or whatever you have to do. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're doing a blow dry class, and somebody shows up with a inferior
Yeah.
blow dryer. Are you going to
Yeah.
say nope, you can't use that? It's like, no, we're
Yeah.
going to make it work. But that's my job, as the educator, because I don't
No.
want anyone walking out feeling shitty. I want everybody to walk out of class going,
Yeah.
that was so great. I'm so glad I did that. And, as the educator, it's like, leave your ego at the door. Like it's not about you.
Yeah.
When I go teach a class, it's not about me. I have to say some things so that they'll hopefully go, okay, because of his experience and his history, maybe he does know something that he can help me out with. But I'm not
Yeah.
going to walk in there going, I'm so great.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just here to help you. And if you don't want my help, that's cool. I got these people over here. I will leave you alone. Absolutely. It's not, we're not,
No.
but it's not about me. I'm not there for 2 days to toot my own horn. And in fact, I always hate the fact at the beginning of class when I have to, because I always sit with them. I don't like standing. I don't like doing
Yeah.
that thing. I want to be there with them. So I always grab a chair and I sit. They're sitting, I'm sitting, and we're face to face.
It's like a
and I'm try
consultation.
not to be too far away from them. And
I was just saying, it's like a consultation, like as
go
opposed
ahead.
to standing above the person. You sit down and get on their level.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that. But I always hate the part where I have to go through my history. Some of it I like because it's kind of like I'm proud of it,
Yeah.
but it always sounds like you're bragging. And I don't want to come across that way. So I literally try to get through it as quick as possible
Yeah.
so that I can hear from them and what's their history. How long have they been doing this? And that's more that's more
Awesome.
important to me.
It's so great to see education like that. I know it changed a while ago, but I'm sure it's the same for you as for me. When I was coming up, it was filled with ego, and shame was a primary tool used within education and believed to be an excellent tool. I'll just shame them into doing it the right way. And I don't think that there's any data to back that's up and that's an effective tool. But it's so nice to hear that that's how you're teaching.
I think we used to call Yeah, I think we used to call it you
Yeah.
break them down in order to build them up. And I never and I've been around people like that, and maybe it works for them because they can build
Yeah.
you up exactly the way they want you to be. But crap leaving anywhere, whether it's a salon or a class, and just feeling shitty.
No.
Like it's not a good feeling. It's not a place I want
Yeah.
to be. I want to build you up from where you're at. And if we have to
Yeah.
step back, okay, we can step back. I think when you're in a class, you're with somebody and they're getting frustrated, and you can see it and feel it, and you're like, you know what? Stop. Let's go back. Let's start again. Start right from the beginning,
Yeah.
and then build that up. But I'm not going to destroy their what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to destroy their confidence in order to give it back to them. That's just.
Sure.
But I think we've all been
Yeah.
around those people. they're
No
out
one
there,
has ever said,
and
do you know who I'd like to
you
spend
know,
more time around? Is that person that
it
makes me
is what
feel
it
small.
is.
That's great. I really liked that. Yeah. No. We all left there as soon as we could and we never spoke to them again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Or you
just
spend
pay money.
years talking to your friends that were also in that
Oh,
same
totally.
torture chamber, commiserating over the group trauma that you all experienced. And although you can tell a funny story, you wouldn't wish it upon anyone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You were also in Oakland recently. You went down to Pony Studios. How was that?
What's Pony Studio? Always the best time, and I cannot say enough about Pony. My friend Karina runs it with her husband, and
Yeah.
I knew Karina back in the Bumble days, and we were on the Fashion Week team together, classes together. We've known each other for a really long time. She's an amazing hairdresser, an amazing educator, and so sweet. But the thing I love about Pony is that you can go there. She brings in all the big boys and girls. She brings in all the big editorial stylists. And you get to go spend a day or two hands on with them. And most of them are all editorial stylists
Right.
that we've worked with together. So it's like old friends.
So you were talking about, we were talking about the education at
Uh,
Pony and the editorial
yeah,
stylists.
yeah, they bring in all of the big boys, and they're old friends, and we've all worked with them. So it becomes this like reconnect,
Yep.
and but also it's like you can go there and do live, but you can get on their app and actually be there because they have a huge film crew
Yeah.
that film the whole thing. So you don't have to go to Oakland. You can literally get on your computer or your iPad, and it's like literally like you're sitting in the chair. You can even ask questions.
Yeah, I've been subscribed for a long time, and I've done some of the live ones. It was very interesting because there was such a big transition to digital, especially with education early in COVID, particularly at like the beginning of lockdowns. People were
Totally.
scrambling, and I found it fascinating because it was like, oh, Pony's already ready to go. They've got a
Yep.
studio set up with studio quality. They know how to record, to mic up things and have
Yeah.
multiple cameras and do the live stream Q&As and all that. And it was just it's been great that you can access that lots of places, but man, the quality that they put together there is something
Yeah.
else. Yeah, big fan. I've always wanted to go down there. Well, I mean,
Yeah. And
I've been to
then I did
Oakland, but I've never been to Pony.
go to Pony, do a class. It's always a good time. It's a great neighborhood that they're in,
Yeah.
and and there's if you do go, anybody watching, there's an insane dive bar literally right next door. You have to go. It
Okay.
is phenomenal. But then Karina was nice enough. She's like, "Do you want to work for a day?" And I was like, "Yeah, my flight's actually not till later."
Awesome.
And she's like, "Well, let's book you." And they had me booked solid for within 24 hours. And I went in and saw clients, and I was like, I really like this.
Yeah.
I like her team. I like their enthusiasm and their attitudes, and they're all doing such great high level work. Even the assistants. So where I've been in contact with Brett, her husband, and Karina and their salon manager, and I was like, can I just come down like every 8 weeks and like work for a week?
Yes.
And so that's what I'm doing now.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be down there every 8 weeks and work for about a week. And for me, for her, it's great because she gets another person, in the seat. But for me, it's just like I'm in a small town,
Yeah.
and I'm not traveling quite as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So really easy just to kind of get in a rut or get, just kind of, okay, whatever. And to get in that environment and to be pushed, even though they don't know they're pushing, for me, it's like, no, I've got to step up. I've got to not only represent myself, but I got to now represent my friend
Yeah.
who owns the place. And I want to make sure, we're all happy. And so it pushes me and it feels good. So I'm going to start doing that.
I love it. I'm really excited about that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Pretty
if I
cool.
plan a trip, I'm going to make sure I plan that trip when you're there. Love it.
Totally.
Love it. Love it. Super cool.
Staying Airbnb on the last trip. I'll send you pictures of their garden. It was crazy. Really, really great older couple.
I love California and Northern California in particular. Yep.
Me too. Well, it's like I love California, Northern California, but
Like way up north. No, I just mean like,
yeah, Cisco and stuff is not it's as far north as I want to go as far as California goes.
Yep.
But I prefer that Oakland, San Francisco, Santa Cruz area more than maybe San Diego
Yes.
or way south.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's just a
I
different
was just
energy.
happy to see palm trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just happy to see trees. You're right there by Berkeley,
So cool.
so they're very like.
Yeah. It's so cool. My dad was born in San Francisco and grew up in, San Francisco till he was 10, and then Marin County and San Rafael until he went to University of San Francisco and eventually made his way up here. So I'm permanently attached to that area of the world. Yeah. Love it there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I forgot to bring up at the beginning of this, there's been a brand change. You're at Lucid Room now. And that's been a thing.
Yes. Yes, it's been a great thing actually. I had House of Pop.
Yep.
I had it for 11 plus years, and it did really, really, really well until it didn't do really, really well, and it just hit a point where it got too big.
Yep.
It got there's too much, and I think I did a really good job running the place and the brand when it was small, but when it just got so big to where I'm just not the guy that needs to be doing that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I've still got a lease. I don't know what to do. I want to shut it down, and our friend Annie,
Yep.
literally came into the rescue and said, I've got a brand we can put in there. I was like, okay. So we literally gutted it and rebuilt it in a week, over 10 days. And we shut down, Pop shut down May 18th, Lucid Room opened June 1st.
Wow.
And it's been great. I kind of manage and take care of the team.
Yep.
And she handles the business end. And it couldn't be a better environment.
Yeah. And so is that one of the things that frees up the time for you to be able to do things like go to Toronto and teach and head down to Pony?
Yeah, I don't have to. I don't have to worry about the business end, and it just allows me. And so now it's like, okay, I have this, so now I can hopefully start shooting again and start filming again and doing all the stuff that I made me happy.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get into that, but it takes a while.
Yes.
With the transition, finding your footing and finding, okay, where do I belong now? Because everybody's like, oh, you're going to start filming. And I'm like, I know I will,
Yeah.
but I need a minute.
Yeah.
You know, gotta process and be like, okay, purge a bunch of stuff. And so, yeah, it's eventually, within very soon, it's going to be great. I mean, I've already filmed some stuff, and I've got the camera here, and I've got the photo studio set up, and taking pictures of clients again, and just steadily move forward. But it just freeing up not being the boss is exactly what I need.
Yeah. Awesome. Sounds like everything's happening exactly how it should.
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great.
Awesome.
It's a beautiful space. Right now I'm on it's great because not a lot of salons do this, but it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
So on one side we have commission, and then on this side is all the independent stylists.
Awesome.
And what's really great from there is you can build up your commission people.
Yeah.
And you build them up to a point where they're like, I'm ready to go off on my own. And it's like, great, right next door.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily have to leave the building. They can just transition over. And I think that's the way a lot of salons are going to start going.
Yeah. It's
There's
what I got my
too many
start
people
in.
that want to go lease,
Yeah.
but they don't want to leave home. They want to go lease, but they don't want to leave, home base. And it's like, okay, you don't have to leave home base. Just go there and kill it.
I love it.
So yeah, I see a lot of salons going to start heading in that direction.
Awesome. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting over the next little while to see that transition. I've been seeing it from our end at Salon Monster, the shift towards hybrids and just trying to make room for different models. I mean, you see it in lots of the business world, but just trying to make room for different models of businesses and just being flexible. Why let go of talent just because they don't want to work commission anymore? It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
Totally. No, not at all. And there's some people that will work for 30 years and only want to do commission.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, cool. And there's other people that are like, once they build up their clientele and once they kind of hit that structure, they're like, I can do this on my own and make, let's say, that extra 10%.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, so do that. And the owner still gets to have an income.
Yep.
And the hairdresser gets to have the freedom if they want it.
Yeah. Yeah. Such a great idea.
I prefer commission. I prefer to work commission because I've been doing this 35 years, and I prefer to work commission because I'm crap at taxes. And I don't want to do my own.
I think that's a fairly common.
Take them out, give me a paycheck. I'm good.
Yeah, that's a common theme in our industry. I'm not sure it's an industry that tends to attract natural-born bookkeepers and accountants. Yeah.
Us damn artists.
Yeah. Douglas, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
No, it's always a pleasure. I'll do this anytime. We'll hang out. We'll chat.
We're going to do it again. Where can people find you?
If we're both not, where can people find me?
Instagram?
Social.
Yep.
Instagram. What am I on Instagram? Douglas. What is it? What is my Instagram? The real Douglas.
Is it the real Douglas McCoy? I feel like
I'm literally grabbing my.
I know you're.
I don't even remember.
I know your email.
Oh, Douglas McCoy official.
Douglas McCoy official. There we go.
Douglas McCoy official.
Yep.
It's on Instagram. That's really the place you want to be. I'm on Facebook, but it's like all the fun stuff's on Instagram. I'm
there.
not on TikTok.
Yep.
I just couldn't do the song and dance.
That's just fine.
I'm a horrible dancer.
That is just fine.
But yeah, Instagram's the best place to follow. And if you follow me, I follow you, sort of situation. Unless I think you're a robot. And then, Lucid Room Salon in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
And now pony salon in Oakland, and maybe, as rumors go, maybe New York. Maybe once a quarter.
I might have heard a rumor of
knows?
some sort like that.
See how it might have, yeah. Maybe Toronto, on a regular basis.
Who's to say?
Maybe British Columbia.
Oh, please come to Vancouver.
Yeah, I have a razor. I'll travel.
Yeah.
Do you remember there's a show called Paladin?
Called what?
There's a show called Paladin, and he always carried Paladin.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a Western.
Yeah, I know the one.
And he always carried his business card. He's a gun for hire. It says, "Have gun will travel."
Have gun will travel. I remember that.
I have a razor. I'll take a flight, and I'll go wherever I'm needed.
I'm going to book you in.
Wherever I'm needed.
I'm going to send up the bat signal.
Do it.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me.